Good evening, everyone. Hello. Hi. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Welcome to Willingness Wednesday. I am your coach, BVon Squires, and today we are sponsored by Spirit Source Connection. I am just so excited and so thrilled to be here today. Just so happy, really. I've been looking forward to this all week as I normally do. And so we're going to give people just a second, couple of minutes to get on here because the message we have this evening. Wow. So powerful. I am so excited about bringing this message to you today because it's talking all about meditation, self-care through meditation. And so if you are new, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in a safe place. And if you are returning, I want to say thank you so much for your love and support. I really couldn't do this without you. And I'm just so grateful to be your coach. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you for meeting me here. Okay, so this week or this month, we have embarked on a journey in self-care, and we've talked about a plethora of topics. We talked about self-care through commitment, boundaries. We talked about just self-care of all of our dimensions because we are multi-dimensional individuals, right? We are spiritual beings. We have a mental body, we have an emotional body, we have a spiritual body, and we also have a physical body. But the physical body is the only body that we can actually see, touch, feel, those sorts of things. Now, of course, I'm not going to get too deep into that because we only have 15 minutes, and I was thinking to myself, Benita, maybe it's time for you to start a podcast. These topics that we are covering are so in depth that they leave me wanting more to say to you. And I'm thinking that if I had a podcast that lasted maybe like an hour or so, it would give me so much more time to dive deep into some of these concepts to help you understand the foundational pieces of this, right? But that's not what we're talking about tonight. It's just an idea that came to me, and I think I might try to do that. I'm going to look into it this week. I have some friends who have podcasts, and I'm going to ask them, how did you do that? Because that's how we learn. We learn from each other. I can ask someone who's actually done something that I want to do, how they've done it, and then I can follow their footsteps and have the same success, or, capable of having the same success. Okay, so tonight, we're talking about meditation. Like, what is meditation, Coach? Woo, I heard that's not some good stuff. Well, let me tell you, meditation is simply listening for God's voice, right? Prayer and meditation go hand in hand for me. I don't know about you, but prayer is when I speak to God, when, the Creator, your higher source, whatever you want to call your source, your spiritual source is what you call your spiritual source. We're not getting into whose names and all of that kind of stuff here. We're just looking at the purpose, right? The purpose of having a higher source, the purpose of having a God in your life. For me, I know it's imperative. It's imperative that my God be omnipresent. It means he's everywhere all the time. That means he's not too busy taking care of someone else if he can't take care of me too. That he knows exactly where I am and can meet my needs while he's meeting the needs of everyone in the universe, right? He has to be omniscient. That means he has to be all-knowing. He has to know everything because I don't know what I don't know, but God knows. God knows. See, he created me and he gave me this purpose. And he gave you a purpose as well. He created us all with a purpose, and it's up to us to find out what that purpose is. I have been on a journey learning my purpose over the last 20 years, and it's just such a remarkable journey. And it all started, with my belief and understanding in God and who he is, and seeking him and asking him, God, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Please show me what I need to see. Please tell me what I need to know. And always just seeking his will, wanting to do his will as opposed to my will. Because when I was in my will, When I was in my will, I was a train wreck, honey. I was a train wreck. And so that is not who I am anymore. Now that I am in God's will, I am a highly effective, multi-dimensional spiritual being. And you can be that too. That's why I'm here tonight, to help you understand how you too can be a highly effective, well, you're already multi-dimensional. But what we're going to talk about, and what we've talked about all month, is how these dimensions actually work individually, and then they work collectively for our highest good. And I'm just so grateful to understand that today, and I'm very excited about bringing you this information. Okay, so your God source, you have to have a God source, because when you're meditating, this is when you're taking care of your spirit. See, when you eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that kind of stuff, you're taking care of your physical body, right? When you do that journaling, and when you do all of that, inner work, you're caring for your emotional body, right? And so when you're reading things and when you're uploading knowledge and information, you're taking care of that mental body. But what about the spiritual body? What about the spiritual body, Coach? Well, that part of you also needs to be nourished. It needs to be developed so that it can take its rightful place alongside of your other components, so that you can be highly effective, totally productive, and always looking on the positive side of things, right? That starts with meditation. Now, I don't know about you, but before I meditated, before I learned all about meditation and the purpose of meditation and the benefits of meditation, my life was in a rut, right? Now, the rut is the physical manifestation of a loop, right? I'm in a loop. Every day looks like yesterday. Tomorrow's going to look like today. Each day is the same. I go to work, come home, blah, blah. It's just like everything is an autopilot, nothing new going on, no new information coming in, just a total, complete rut. I've been there. I don't know about you, but I have been there. That is not a good feeling, to feel like you don't know what your purpose is, to feel like you're just like aimlessly moving about without any real purpose, without any real direction. I've been there, man. And I tell you what, I'm no longer there, because I decided that I wanted to start meditating, and I wanted to start learning how to build my spirit up, right? So what I want you to know here is that when you meditate, right, you are caring for your spirit. You are allowing your multi-dimensional being to expand, right? Because let me tell you, if we're not functioning properly mentally, we've got an issue. If we're not functioning properly emotionally, issue. How about if we're not properly, moving with our physical body? Another issue. So why wouldn't there be an issue when the spirit is not operating correctly? Right? All of those, just that feeling of loneliness, a feeling of despair, that feeling of just something's missing. I don't know what it is. It's your spiritual body. That's the part that's missing in the whole multidimensional unit that you are. So, you ever notice that whenever you are in a crisis type situation, or something's happened, and oh my God, you start breathing really fast, short, shallow breaths, it's because you are in fight or flight, right? Fight or flight is when the amygdala gets involved, and now you are running for your life, emotionally running for your life, spiritually just running for your life when you are in the fight or flight response. And so the first thing they tell you to do is what? Breathe, right? Just breathe. And so what I'm telling you is that there's something to the breathing, right? When we have a deep breath, just releasing it, you know what that does? That unleashes us from the amygdala. One good cleansing breath will release you from the amygdala and allow you then to operate from your conscious mind. And your conscious mind is where you want to operate from, because that's the only mind that can actually make changes in your life. Now, your subconscious mind is not going to be able to do that, right? Breathe. And breathing is one of the techniques of meditation. And it's no surprise, right? It's just no surprise. So when you breathe, what you're doing is you're allowing the front part of your mind to relax so that your spirit can come forth and connect to the spiritual realm. See, the spirit needs to be fed from the spiritual realm. And so we connect to that realm so that we get the information, we get the nourishment, we get what we need from God, from your spirit source, whatever you want to call it. But God knows because he created us. And so the spirit goes back to him to say, Daddy, Father, help me, show me. What do I need to see? What do I need to know? And at that point, during the meditation, while you were sitting there breathing, right? A lot of people think that meditation means that you're just void of thought, that your mind is just empty. And that's just not true. That's just not even true. How can your mind be totally empty? However, while you're sitting there meditating and you are concentrating on your breaths, right? You're concentrating on the rise of your abdomen because you're breathing from your abdomen. That's a good sign that you are relaxed. Now, when we breathe from our chest, we are not relaxed. We are still in fight or flight if I'm breathing from my chest. But breathing from my abdomen, inhaling, the abdomen increases, right? It rises. Exhaling, the abdomen falls. And so rising and falling is what we want to concentrate on while we're sitting there quietly, just sitting there quietly. Some people meditate to mantras. Some people chant. There's no wrong way to connect your spirit. Now, for me, what I do, I read sacred texts, right? In the morning when I get up, I put on my frequencies and I begin to prepare myself to leave out of the house. Because, see, in my house, I'm comfortable and I'm safe. But outside of my home, you never know what's going to happen in a day's time, right? You just never know. And so you have to be prepared. Your mind, your spirit, your emotions, your body, everything has to be prepared to move forward all at the same time. We don't want the mind leaving out the door 10 minutes before the body. We don't want the emotions trying to catch up and then the spirit lagging behind, you know. No, you are not prepared for life if that is the way you are leaving your home. You must prepare yourself. Now, your ritual is however you do it. What I do is I wake up in the morning, I thank God for another day. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up. Thank you for another day. Then I move into listening to my frequencies while I'm getting dressed, while I'm making my bed, that sort of thing. Once that's all done, then I read my sacred texts. I read my sacred text so that I can remind my mind and my spirit, right, of who I am, of what what the promises are that God has given me, right? I remind myself of this every day because when we go to sleep at night, when we wake up in the morning, that's not the first thing on our minds. As a matter of fact, if we don't connect to the spiritual realm, we can go all day in autopilot. But when I connect to God in the spiritual realm, I'm doing that through my conscious mind. And I am alert, I am awake, and I am prepared for the day, right? Sitting there, quieting your mind will give you what you need to make it through the day successfully. No matter what happens to your day, you are going to respond appropriately because you are equipped and prepared. You didn't just run out the door without preparing yourself. You took time for your personal victory. You took time at home to prepare your spirit, to prepare all of your dimensions so that you can move as a total unit, right? So that you can be highly effective. And if you need help with that, I can help. All you have to do is call me at 317-721-4315, or you can email me at b.vonsquires@gmail.com. Okay, so we're going to keep it moving, talking about meditation. Meditation, the benefits of meditation. Okay, we're going to talk about the benefits. The benefits of meditation is it reduces stress. Now, we all know that stress is a killer. Stress can kill you. Just stress. Stress on your heart, stress on your liver, stress on your kidneys, just stress on your body. All this stress, I'm telling you, can kill you. But if you will take 5 minutes, oh, we'll start with 5. If you'll take just 5 minutes a day to quiet yourself, to sit peacefully and just listen, just be mindful, right? Listening to what you hear, the sounds, right? It's okay if you get distracted. All you have to do is come back to your breathing. You're rising, you're falling. You're rising, you're falling. Now, it may seem like it's not doing anything. Oh, that's hocus pocus. Coach, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you, you may not see the results right away. But when you find that you have a more positive outlook on things, when you find that someone cuts you off in traffic and you don't have road rage, that's a big one. When you find these little differences in how you used to respond, that now you are responding more appropriately, you can bet your bottom dollar it's because you took time to meditate. All right, so I have some more stuff here that I want to talk to you about. Let me look at my computer. Okay, so what I do want to let you know is that meditation doesn't cost anything. There are some people who have guided meditations, and if you're a beginner, you can always dial into like YouTube to a beginner's guided meditation. Don't be afraid. It's not going to hypnotize your mind. People think that meditation is something bad, but I'm telling you that it is the one of the most loving things that you can do for yourself, because it prepares your spirit and strengthens your spirit, edifies and nourishes your spirit so that it can run your life, because the spirit is meant to run the life, not the mind. And so when your spirit is healthy, then you don't fall into depression, you don't fall into negative frames of thinking, right? The other thing that I like to do along with my meditation is I like to do affirmations, because affirmations remind me of who I am. Affirmations tell my entire unit what we are capable of, right? You are magnificent. Yes, you are. You are opulent. Ooh, yes, you are. You are the most extraordinary creation that God has ever made. That's you. And so you have to be reminded of who you are and your purpose. You have to take time to be edified. You have to take time, quiet time. See, I didn't ask God to start talking to me. He just did. He just started talking to me. One day, I was at home and I didn't ask for the money that I needed to start a business. No, I didn't. But there was a check in the mail, right? A grant that I did not even apply for. I opened up the check, I opened up the envelope, and the check was exactly what I needed, with just a little bit over, was exactly what I needed to start my 501c3 business. And I was just so perplexed, because I'm thinking to myself, where'd this money come from? I didn't apply for a grant. I didn't know where it came from. But before you know it, out of the blue, I heard this thunderous voice. I am God. I can do anything. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Honey, let me tell you, it floored me. All I could do was lay in the bed in the fetal position, just knowing I was in the presence of God. That was the one. That wasn't the first time he talked to me, but after that, it seemed like he was just always dropping things into my spirit, always just edifying me, just always giving me information that I would not have gotten anywhere else. because I sought him. I sought him and I wanted to have a relationship. I wanted to be awakened to the possibilities of my life. I wanted to know what God had planned for me when he created me. And just because I wanted to know, he showed me and he continues to show me. When I decided that I was going to come on here live for the Willingness Wednesday, I knew that was something that God wanted me to do. I knew that it was part of my purpose. Now, when I come on here and I talk to you guys, it is wonderful for me, and I know that you guys are being edified too. But my job is to come here and tell you these experiences that I have. My job is to come here and explain to you the information that God gives to me. I'm just being obedient, right? My spirit is being obedient to the creator. That's what I'm doing. But I'm having so much fun doing it. I love coming on here talking to you guys about these things. So I just want to tell you now, after I read my sacred text and all that kind of stuff, I want to help you understand that you need a routine. You need a spiritual practice, right? You need a spiritual practice because it's going to give you clarity of mind. It's going to give you clarity of purpose. How about emotional stability? Your body's going to be, physically energized because your mind is thinking positive things. Because see, there's a mind-body connection, right? And there's a spiritual emotional connection. And these are the things that you need to know as a multidimensional spiritual being. And of course, you're not going to hear about these things in school, and no one's going to be talking about this at dinner conversation. No, you have to come here so that we can talk about these things together, so that I can help you understand who you are and how precious you are, and that there is a wonderful, magnificent seed inside of you. And I'm here to nurture it. I'm here to water it. I'm here to help you become the best that you can be, a highly effective spiritual being, right? Yes. I'm so glad that you came here to spend some time with me this evening. And as always, I'm praying for you. I'm praying that God is going to just bless you real good. And if you are saying your affirmations and if you are manifesting things, they are on their way to you. Don't stop believing. Just keep the faith. Just keep moving forward. And before you know it, everything that you have written down is going to manifest in your life. Woo-wee! What a great day. What a great day for manifesting. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me this evening. I'm just so happy to be able to come on here and talk to you about self-care through motivation or through meditation. Now, next month, I'm not quite sure what we'll be talking about next month, but you better believe it's going to be something that's going to edify you. I'm not sure yet, but I know God's going to give it to me. And when he does, I'm going to give it right back to you. So I will look forward to seeing you next week, right here at 7:15 on Willingness Wednesday. I love you, and thank you so much for allowing me to be your coach. I'll see you next week.